Alright guys, back more. NieR Replicant. This will be the last episode for today. Actually just spent like over half an hour looking through the sale on PSN, which took way longer than I thought, but whatever. I bought a few things. I spent like $66. Got like 7 games, I think. Where are we going? Oh yeah, we're meeting up with the brothers again, aren't we? Yeah, some interesting sales.
Oh, hey there.
I got what, like Untitled Goose Game. I got. I got Star Ocean games, or at least the two. Like I got Tilting in a Time and New Hope, which are 2 games I've been wanting to play for a while. I got.
My brother's been dead for 4 years.
World of Final Fantasy, which is another game I've been wanting to play for a while. And to be honest, like $10, like kind of like on it, but I was like, fuck it, I'll just get it. And then
I see.
There's one more Final Fantasy game. Wasn't
Forgive
it?
the question.
Was it Final Fantasy? I don't even remember anymore. Because like one of the games was like literally $1, and it was like, okay, it looks interesting. I'll pay $1 for this. Why not? So like got that. That again kind of doesn't really matter though. Most of them were Japanese games. So what? Star Ocean, 2 Star Ocean games, that $1 game, Untitled Goose Game, World of Final Fantasy. What's the other one? I don't even remember. Oh, Dot Hack. That's okay. What it was, Dot Hack. Yeah, the remasters, which I didn't even know that's what that was. Like, I've seen that, the Dot Hack last recode or whatever, and I always assume that, oh, that's like a new Dot Hack game, and it's like, well, I don't give a shit about the new Dot Hack games because, like, I haven't played the older ones. Turns out the last recode is a remake or a remaster of the first 3 GU games, which, that's pretty interesting to me, and it's on sale for $5, so that's like an insane deal. Especially because like those games are really fucking expensive, the original PS2 versions. So
not the little ones.
I mean, again, like,
one that's unusually big and powerful.
And actually, don't I own GU4? Isn't that or GU? No, there's only 3, isn't there? I own GU3 physically, I think. Let's see, what is this one? I'm going across the room. Yes, GU3. I own it. So, yeah, so that's included in the remaster. So that's interesting. Fuck, I can't get it back in. Hate how my PS2 games are set up here. Whatever.
No, I haven't heard about anything like that.
But yeah, about that, and then the big game, which is going to be a game we're going to play on here in not too long from now. Essentially, we're playing, obviously, Replicant here. After that will be Automata. After Automata will be Metal Gear Solid 5.
All I want is to destroy robots.
After Metal Gear Solid 5, and like 2 at least could switch up too. But after Metal Gear Solid 5, now the plan is to play Disco Elysium, which I bought for $23, which is a bit higher than I would like, but it just came out like not too long ago, and I do really want to play it.
Okay.
And I want to play it before my Top Games of the Generation video, so I was like, fuck it, let's just buy it, I'll play it. Which actually, I might bump it ahead of Metal Gear. We'll probably play it before NieR. Wait. Or not NieR, I'm sorry, before Metal Gear Solid.
Yes.
I recently got my hands on a weapon. A very powerful weapon. I thought you might get some use out of it.
This sword has seen better days.
Yeah, it's pretty beat up. I mean, there's potential, but it's fairly powerless right now.
Can you repair it?
I can repair anything with the proper materials.
If you'll fix it, I'll get the parts.
I'm so glad I decided not to throw this out. I'm gonna need some memory alloy. Only the real big enemies on the second basement level have them, so watch yourself. Also, here's the passcode to get down there. Use it on the elevator.
You got it.
Shit.
I'm gonna need only the real big. By the, what can I help you with?
I just want to see if I can do anything with my current weapons. No, I don't have enough money. Alright, well, fuck you.
Come back.
Just want to see. So its current state's weaker. Yeah, so this will be the last episode for today. I'll probably take a short nap and then get around to watching the Survivor finales and working on other stuff. I might make a Disco Elysium video if I do end up really enjoying Disco Elysium.
It's a shame about the older lad. He was but a child. Sounds like you went into a dangerous area for the sake of the business.
Fuck. Wait, that... Is this where the elevator is? Yeah, there we go.
The elder brother postponed his joy for the sake of his sibling. Do you think he was ever truly happy?
Ah, shit.
Just making his little brother happy would have been enough. That's what being an older brother is like.
Shit. Fuck was that? But yeah, so yeah, I'll watch the Survivor finales, try to solidify those lists. I will probably go ahead and oh shit, wrong one. Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and also work on the Final Fantasy 15 video. Tonight I'm gonna stream Mass Effect. So that should be fun. I forgot. I was gonna listen to the podcast, wasn't I?
Melissa. I think she kind of put herself in that position. But when I do these ratings, I do compare. I rate them all, and I go back and kind of look and compare who have the same numbers, and like, wait, maybe this person is playing a better game. So for that reason, I did give Brittany a 4 because I think she's in a better position than Brent. But I do think that she is not playing a winning game. It's one of those, hey, we have somebody to put on the block each and every week, but is she getting to the final 2 and being voted for? I don't think so.
Yeah, that's looking a bit tough at the moment. The audience...
I don't feel too free at the moment.
Chantel on this one. They gave Brittany a 3. 3 for Brittany.
I would give Brittany.
All right, let's talk.
I don't agree with most of
Christian.
the ratings this week.
Last week, I gave Christian a 7. Amon also gave him a 7. But Melissa and the audience were lower on Christian. They gave him 5s. Heading into this week, we'll have to wait and see. Asia, what do you think?
So with Christian, I think that he has come off, that very strong start with winning comps and being seen as a comp beast. There have been other people that have won. You have Derek X I called him on Twitter, I called him the Vito Zaddy because that's what he is at this point. And so I think Christian has positioned him well, like reducing his threat. However, this unnecessary showmance with Alyssa, which I get it, now that I hear today that he was almost on Love Island, this is what this man is here for. So it's like, okay, that's your thought process, but are you actually playing to actually get to the end and work the house and game? I don't think so. But I will say I do like his relationship with Tiffany, and I was going to save this for Tiffany's, but I think I'll focus on it now. You got to understand the power of sitting down, getting your hair done by someone. I swear, I have spilled my entire life story to women who are doing my hair because it's the most relaxing thing to just relax, and then you just open your eyes and your hair is beautiful. So I think I love these moments of him letting Tiffany do whatever she wants. Today she straightened it and bumped it, and he's letting her braid it. It's like nothing's off limits. It took them forever for them to straighten Tyler's hair. So like guys are pretty picky about their hair and how they look, but he's like, let's Tiffany do whatever. And I think it's really getting him in good with the person who is playing the best game in the house. And I'm glad that he's not that he's allowing it, but that he's willing to do it. And I think that's going to help him in the long run because they are building that relationship. So the fact that whether he sees the benefit or not, he is being social in that way. And so I think that he's not playing a terrible game, but he's definitely not playing a great game because he's not just being super active and taking a step back, looking at what everybody's position in the game. So for that reason, I gave him a 5.
5 from Asia. So last week I gave him a 7, and that was mostly because I felt like he was well positioned to potentially survive, even if the slaughterhouse did go kaput. And I feel like that did come to fruition here. And specifically his connection to Tiffany and her seeming trust in him. She has not really brought up Christian as a threat, as any kind of target yet to anybody. She is now currently working with him. I can only imagine that a player as smart as Tiffany knows that he is a threat in the long term, in the long run. But in the short term, she wants to work with him, and she wants to potentially, I guess, use him, and that's good for him to some degree. But I also feel like he is sort of wading into the lion's den here. He has gone from a place where he had a decent amount of power, he had connections, and he has been drawn in by the lure of Tiffany, who is saying, come follow me, do what I say, and I will make you a king. And he thinks that he is on the path to being a king if he follows Tiffany's advice, but she's just using him. and she's using him to take out people that were on his side, and she's disconnecting him from those people. People like Brent and Whitney, who, yeah, there's a little bit of underlying tension there, but they had no intention of going after Christian anytime soon. Those people are beneficial to Christian's game, and so sort of like falling into this trap that Tiffany has for him certainly could pay off, especially if he does make it far because of it and ends up winning, those end game competitions or any kind of like starts winning power, any kind of stuff like that. He's still definitely a threat to win this game. However, I feel like he is not quite as he doesn't have quite as many options as he did last week, because some of those options have gone away, and he has turned away from some of those options because of Tiffany. Now, I think the Tiffany option is a great one for him for now, but those options are not there anymore, and he's also, as Asia said, not the most active or sort of like engaged player. So I'm dropping him down from a 7 to a 6, but I still think this guy is somebody to watch out for in this game, and should not be underestimated. Chantel, what do you think?
Okay, you're scaring me. I thought you were going to go to a 5, and then I was going to be like, am I going to give him a too high? No, you went with a 6. I'm going with a 6 as well, for obviously the same reasons that you stated. And I have, he doesn't really know the game that well, but I do feel like he will be able to learn as he goes. We've compared him before to kind of like a Tyler, who was learning the game as he went, and then was also really good at these challenges. And so I do feel as though he can have some longevity if people let him stay in. He should be gone, because I do think he could win a lot. And with it still having a team twist, I do think that, he has all of his members of his team still there. Xavier is another person. Everybody on his team are very much capable of winning. Sarah Beth has proved that as well. And so I think he has a good team that's going to be able to protect him. I like the fact that even though it might be to his demise, Tiffany's brought him into kind of 2 alliances, a larger one and then a smaller one within it. And I think that's really great for him, whether he knows that he's in it or not, or knows that he's being used or not. He's kind of stumbled his way into a pretty good position, and then he might be able to win and then kind of maybe clear his little path a little bit better. So I think he's in a good position, whether he knows it or not, and I'm going to give him a 6.
There you go. The audience. Ooh, this was a close one. Very close to giving him a 6, but not quite. Just under the 6. He's going to get a 5 again from the audience. So interesting results here. 6s from myself and Chantel, 5s from Asia and the audience, which a little bit mirrors last week, where it was myself and Amon who gave him 7s, and Melissa and the audience gave him 5s. So he is, at the end of the day, going to stick to a 6 overall, but he has dropped a little bit here. Also, in case anyone is wondering, I've been going through a roller coaster of emotions as I ordered a desk for my own personal use, because I don't have my own. It was supposed to come yesterday, got delayed to today, and then 30 minutes ago, the FedEx thing was like, pending. I was like, no, not again! But I think it just came, so.
That's great news.
I'm focused again. I'm gonna have a desk tonight.
Yay!
Oh, man.
It's the little things in life.
Wait, what?
At least I hope I'll have it. Maybe it's not all here. I don't know.
It'll miss screws.
There's a few pieces to it. All right, so let's talk about Claire. Claire is an interesting one to talk about. Claire got a 7 overall last week, and so we'll see where does she end up this time. Chantel, how do you feel about Claire?
I mean, I really like Claire no matter what. And I know some people have been kind of been calling her out as I think her and Sarah Beth, maybe people that they might put up on the blog. But I love her conversations with Tiffany. I love that she's a gamer. The whole story of Claire and getting on the show and all that stuff. I love her whole arc so far. And I think that she's in a pretty decent position because she's so close with Tiffany. She could be making maybe a little bit more friends outside of the groups that she is in with Tiffany. I haven't really seen her do much of that, but I do think that she's protected by Tiffany. I think Tiffany wants to go far with her. I think Tiffany enjoys, talking game with her, and that's really important, I think, in these type of games, is having someone that you trust completely, that you're able to really go through different plans and ideas and using that chessboard to figure out everybody's game. And I think that them being a duo, a loyal duo, is going to be really great for Claire. So I want to give her a 6 because I do think she could be doing better. Obviously, there's a lot of other people that she could be making connections with that she hasn't been, that I've seen. But I think that because she's so strategic, she's very capable of, if she gets to the end, those end game competitions for sure. And with being with Tiffany, she'll be able to get there. So I have good high faith for Claire, and I'm giving her a 6.
All right, Asia.
That was a deep breath. That was a deep breath. That was like a 4 in that breath.
I can't believe she went with a 6.
That sounded like a 4.
Okay, this is my first one. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so I am loving Claire. I love that she has put herself in a position to be Tiffany's wingman. I think that she is even above a few people, or maybe if not most people in the cookout for Tiffany, because she knows Tiffany's whole game. And the fact that she's put herself in a position where Tiffany, well, most of her game, I mean, I think that, she may not understand that Tiffany isn't good with every single person in the house. But I think that Claire has done a really good job at being that, wing woman to Tiffany, especially in like these conversations with Derek X and conversations with Kylan. And I like that she is not the one that is leading all of these conversations, because if there is ever a situation where people peg Tiffany and Claire, it's like, is Claire the one going home in that situation? I don't think so, but I would hope that would never happen. But I think that Claire is doing a really good job, and I have seen her in conversations with people all across the house, and I think that they may not be the most active conversations, but she is being social. Because I was worried about her last week when she was like, not a single guy has talked game to me in this house. I think as long as she's getting herself in a good position socially, and then she has her like kings and queens alliance, I think that she might be in a really, really, really good spot. So for that reason, I'm giving Claire an 8.
Oh, you had 8. Super high.
Yeah.
No, what the fuck?
8?
All right, so
did you buy Claire? Is that why she's an 8?
No, I didn't. I have no stock in Claire.
Claire is an interesting one for me. I think that she's in an interesting spot. She is very tight with Tiffany. Tiffany's doing a lot of work for Claire. If not for Tiffany, Claire would be in a much tougher spot, and I think that's important to note, because I think that Claire has misplayed some of the early game of the season. I think that she has the capability of kicking it into a slightly higher gear, but I think that she has been laying kind of low. I also think that she's struggled to connect with people, certainly in comparison to Tiffany, who's very good at connecting with people. But Claire, sort of similarly to Hannah, I think sometimes has a hard time opening up to people and really sharing of herself. She's good at sort of like being like, yeah, that's great, yeah, that's funny.
Put the backup stuff here just in case.
I talked a lot about her conversation with Derek X the other night, and how he was being really funny and saying lots of jokes, and she was good at like bouncing off of that banter, but he was doing most of the talking. Somewhat similar situation when she was talking with Hannah. When she bonds with people, they tend to do more of the talking, and she does a lot of the responding. And I think that's one of the reasons why she is such an easy person for people to throw out her name. Because not only is she sort of like, physically intimidating at times, she's very tall, so she can be very physical and good at competitions, but also they don't have a super strong connection with her. And so luckily for her, she's got Tiffany, who's like, Claire is coming with me. And that has been very helpful for her. Now, that being said, because of that, she's in a really good spot right now. There are people, again, who have said her name, but none of those people really have the capability of doing anything about it, primarily Brent, right? And she has started to make some inroads with people like Derek X and Hannah. She's in with Tiffany. She's now in this bigger group. Now, she's not in the best spot within that group because she doesn't have many solid connections within it. People like Kyland and Tiffany are better connected than she is. But we do know that she knows the show really well. And we know that she's very smart. And I think that she is, again, I guess like, I think there are a few of these players. I think Ozzy is somebody that's somewhat similar. Like, she has a lot of potential, but she's not active enough, and her position is not great. I think that Claire is on the other end of that, where like she has a lot of potential, and she's in a great spot to use that potential once she needs it. The problem is that I don't know for sure that it exists. I don't know for sure that she eventually will. But I think that she may be in one of the best positions, because I think that Tiffany, while she's probably the best player right now, is still probably going to have a hard time winning the game at the end of the day. You know, those end game competitions are vital, and you know, being somebody who goes to the final two is difficult unless people are willing to take you. And Tiffany's very likable, very clearly a threat. Are people really going to take her, especially in a house full of very self-interested players? I don't know. So I think Claire is somebody who could theoretically really benefit from a lot of Tiffany's work, especially in the end game, if she can win those competitions or be the person that is taken to the end instead of Tiffany, right? So with all that said, I gave her a 7. I think she's, again, in a great spot. I think Tiffany is the better player at the moment, but I could see her really doing some interesting things, and I'm very curious to see where she goes as a player here, because I think there's a lot of interesting angles that she could take. So I gave her a 7, and the audience agrees with me. They also split the middle between the two of you and gave her a 7.
Hey, Popola. You learn anything more about the Shadow Lord's key?
I'm sorry, but it's going to take me some time now.
I see. Well, can I take something off your plate in the meantime?
How about this? You know the ferryman with the red bag, right?
Hitting the road this summer?
No,
Not all
he's been
5G
skipping
networks
out
are
on work
created
lately.
equal. T-Mobile covers more
Can I
interstate.
ask you to go to
It
Seafront
went with
and
a
check
high
it out?
6, okay? It was like 6.27,
Sure thing.
okay? It's a high
Wow,
6.
you're so hard on Claire.
I mean, she's one of my favorite players. Her and Tiffany are my two favorites, pretty much. So
Actually, I've heard rumors, little birdies have been telling me that Chantel hates Claire. I think
That's hashtag Chantel hates
Claire
Claire.
and Tiffany are on my draft team. Like, no, I do not hate either of them. But she just needs a little bit more improvement. Next week, maybe she's going to be an 8 for me, but she still needs a little bit of work.
This feels alarmingly familiar.
Yeah, I would hate it. Like you said, Taryn, I now that I think about like the end game, I would hate for there to be a point where she realizes like, okay, I might need to cut Tiffany, and then she's in final 2 trying to justify her game. They're like, name a move you made without Tiffany. Like, oh God. Yeah, so I know it's week 2, but you can see it happening.
And I'm just, I think Claire's one of the people that I'm like really interested in what's going on in her mind right now, because again, she knows the show so well. Like, is she seeing exactly what's happening? Where she's like, I'm just riding on the back of Tiffany's, you know, coattails,
Thanks for watching.
and not in like a really bad way.